Only a few more series remain here for the Intel Extreme Masters in Group B as we determine which 3 players from Group B will be moving on into the bracket stage. A warm welcome back to the analysis desk here. We had a little bit of an extended break there to solve some technical issues, but for now, we are almost ready to go with our final couple of series of the day. I'm joined at the desk here by Tasteless and Piggly Wiggly as we do get into almost this next series. It's gonna be TY going up against Neeb. I did want to ask you about it, but before we do get into that, we can take a look at the groups as they stand from today thus far. So let's start things off with Group A quite swiftly, as Byun, Ryung, and Sola were able to take the 3 top spots there, moving into the brackets. And now we find ourselves in Group B, where we currently have Alive and Stats in a pretty good position. TY and Jakji are currently in that kind of no man's land, where they're going to have to try and get themselves a last win here. And for Harstem and Neeb, the road is pretty much over, depending on if something crazy goes on.
I did hear that apparently if Neeb 2-0s TY,
yes,
should be going through here, most likely. Rotterdam calculated that. I trust Roddy. He's normally on top of the rules.
I don't trust him at all, but...
So this is actually still a very meaningful match for us to finish up on. I kind of killed the hype a little bit earlier. I was like, oh, I think the Neeb's chances are over. But yeah, if he wins this match, he still has a good shot of going through. Obviously, you know, the final tally has to come in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually a really big match.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people at 2-3, so we'll figure that out as time goes on. But let's talk about it. TY versus Neeb, because right now, Neeb stands at the very bottom of the table. Admittedly, as you say, you know, the table is very kind of open at the moment or whatever, but Neeb hasn't really had the true proper performances we wanted from him in this group. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I especially had really high hopes for Neeb, but I think it's going to be, I think it's possible. We've seen Neeb do the unthinkable before, and yeah, he might be able to do it here, but I think speaking realistically, it probably won't happen. I'm not sure.
What do you think, Pig?
You know, I think he had a great turnaround in game number 2 against Jakji. That game number 3 was very disappointing, and it's not just Neeb. I mean, we saw a few of these almost moments with players like Snoot earlier today as well, whilst seeing surprises like Hero Marine come out and perform it, you know, way above what we expected from them. So I think for Neeb here, the battle is partly psychological gathering himself, but it's not like, hey, just play your best and you'll automatically beat TY. This is TY he's playing against, so Neeb has to bring out something magical here.
Best of the best, man.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we are ready to go into the series, so without further ado, let's head over to Neeb versus TY to figure out exactly how this group is going to shape up.
All right, thanks, guys. I can tell you how this is going to work out, basically. Okay, so we are about to get into Neeb versus TY in just a moment. Neeb cannot advance. He will not be moving on into the next round, no matter what. He cannot clinch that. What he can do, though, is eliminate TY. TY has to win here to get top 3. If TY loses to Neeb, then either Jakji or Harstem will go through.
Then the map score is important as well.
Yes, the map score will come into play, and I don't want to try to get into all that right this second. But anyways, that's how it goes. So it's either TY, Harstem, or Jakji going through at this point, which is a crazy comeback we didn't expect.
A 3-way tie. Pretty close.
Could be.
All right, so in the bottom left here, let's introduce him. This is TY. Hasn't been as, like, I mean, obviously he still looked really good, but not as solid as I expected.
No, I expect much better.
You demand much better.
I want much better.
And in the bottom right, from North America, this is Neeb.
Not looking too happy right now. It's always frustrating, you know, to play a match that doesn't really have any bearing on yourself, but of course, a lot of bearing on this tournament. If he is to take down TY right now, that eliminates one of the scariest players from the tournament in the group stage.
It does. So we'll see what Neeb's plan is for here. He's going for a scout with the probe of 1 gateway. Really nothing heaps to talk about in the early stages of the game. I mean, it's early game TvP, so in the interim, while he drops his Nexus here, just let you guys know that you can tell your friends to come on down, hashtag IEM, the social media, check out the stream, because this is the last best of 3 of the day. So after this best of 3, we'll be done for the day, but it's gonna be a cracker. And then tomorrow, same time, same place. We're gonna have Group C and Group D.
That's right.
They are in, as Todd would say, incroyable. there is a very, very, very scary Group D, which is, and they're very hard to predict as well, by the way.
Yeah, like actually I felt like the groups today were pretty easy to predict, and then a lot of crazy things happened, and I was wrong on a lot, you know? Like TY is not dominating like I expected. Hero got crushed in his group.
Yeah, that
crazy things.
Probably the biggest shock, I'd have to say, is not only is Alive smashing his group, but that Hero did not. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. And you know, of course, tomorrow we have like that group that has like Serral and Zest, and that is like that's a group that who knows? I think Foreigners can wreck that group possibly.
I'm very confident in a Foreigner is going to come through that, and I do believe there'll be a Zerg too.
Yes,
one of the Zergs.
Definitely agree with that.
So the TY Engineering Bay block here in the natural.
Yeah, an old stock favorite here of TY. Kind of keeps your units over there, slows down the mining. It's a cute move, and of course, allows his Reaper to get in the base for a scout.
Reaper's coming in here. He's going to want to get a couple pro kills if he's going to sack this thing. Reaper expands have kind of fallen out of popularity in TvP because of how easy it is to kill this thing with pylon overcharge. But it does still pay off if you can get it out of there.
Yeah, there's actually like a lot of maps where if you just place your pylon in the right place, they can't even jump into your main base.
Yeah.
TY does get a reasonable scout off here, sees that there's a robo on the way. Oh no, he didn't see it.
Oh,
Never
wow.
mind. What a good observer. Wow. But look, that's really good for Neeb that he didn't see. And in fact, a Twilight coming up too. So I would say that this is probably going to be Blink. You know, this is like the old build of PvT that isn't as popular anymore.
Well, unfortunately, getting siege tanks is pretty popular in TvP at the moment. So
that's very true.
You know, I guess that's why you don't really see Blink Bus anymore.
No.
I remember when that was just what Protoss did.
Yeah.
It gives me nightmares of Yonsu back in the day when I played Terran and
oh
Swarm.
my God, yes, that map.
Sorry to say
thank you.
And sorry to say that map's name out loud. It's like, you know, the map shall not be named. We have a mine drop here for TY, pretty common follow-up. He's getting across there to see what he can get done in the mineral line of Neeb. Heading straight for that main. Don't worry about that natural.
Now, we'll see what he can get done. If he doesn't get in there and get any damage done, and I'm also interested to see if he starts any siege tanks, because if he doesn't, then I feel like Neeb gets a slight advantage here on build orders.
Well, there is a tech lab going down back at home. We'll see what it's on. The mine does get burrowed, which is obviously pretty nice for TY and not very good for Neeb. He has a robo, and should be able to have an observer. There it is. The observer is out, mine taken down. TY still pressing the issue here with these Marines. Nice micro from Neeb, though, keeping those Stalkers alive.
Ooh.
He lost 6 probes in the top there.
That's crazy. 6 probes. Like, that is too many.
Yeah.
You know, this is a very popular move right now as well, to sneak a mine in the natural while you drop the main base.
Yeah, and even like another thing a lot of Terrans do with this build is, because you always have 2 Widow mines, you just walk one of them into the 3rd location and just burrow it there.
Yeah.
Delay that 3rd nexus. But that's like an even more aggressive option that TY opted for here.
That's the most annoying thing in the whole world. Your observers are all over the place. And
well,
you lose your probe, your 3rd is so late now. Oh, man.
Well, the tank question's been answered, by the way, Artosis, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, no
thanks. Not going to worry about this factory at all, just going straight bio. He is getting Marauders right away, though. I mean, he did see that the Stalker count in the main of Neeb, and probably saw the Twilight Council as well, actually.
Yeah.
So he's pretty confident that there's going to be a Stalkers to deal with, so good decision from TY.
Yeah, this is very heavy 5 racks bio before a 3rd command center. So against something like this, you actually want to be making robo units. You don't want to be making a third nexus. You know, this is, I can't imagine that he's going to be able to hold on to the 3rd nexus, because if you have all your units down there anyways, they're just going to drop your main base.
Absolutely. Blink attack here. Small force of Stalkers getting the reactor of the barracks here. They can, of course, blink out and Warp Prism here to reinforce. Decent enough micro.
Yeah. Does a pretty good job right there. Almost gets a Marauder, gets a Marine, gets a reactor. That's all very good stuff. And he is actually, this is good. He's making Immortals. He's getting Glaives. And if he can actually have some Immortals, and as we see a couple Sentries and Glaives finish up, that's where you can start to hold on against this type of play from TY.
Nice little move here with the Prism. This is a pretty nice micro from Neeb, actually. He's getting a couple SCV kills and trading pretty well with the bio as well, and this is forcing TY to drop a turret, in fact.
I gotta say, I think that Neeb is playing really nicely so
really
far.
well.
Yeah, he lost the 6 probes, but that happens sometimes. You don't see every Widow mine. But, like, I wonder if maybe, you know, I felt like everyone's been putting so much pressure on him for a really long time now. Maybe he put a lot of pressure on himself coming into this tournament. He hasn't had results lately.
Yeah.
But here he is, and
he's just
not playing for
StarCraft right now.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
This means nothing really to Neeb, right? I mean, other than he doesn't want to be a jerk and just forfeit, so Harstom's screwed. But yeah, I mean, he's playing a nice game right now.
Absolutely. So a couple Guardian Shield, he's got Guardian Shield and a couple, whoa, very aggressive blink forward here with the Stalkers, loses a couple of them there on the retreat, nearly gets the medevac, but he doesn't quite kill them.
That hurts.
Oh,
that was a bad blink forward right there, a really bad one. And in fact, those 2 medevacs still left alive. Good force fields trying to slow this down, but he's going to lose that Immortal.
I think this army's in a lot of trouble, actually. TY can press the issue with this bio on this Nexus, do a little bit of damage, but I mean, actually, since the Immortal came down, maybe not so much.
Yeah. The Immortal is a little bit scary, and I think also the fact he has 2 medevacs that are almost dead. If he loses those 2 medevacs, suddenly we got to favor this battle as a Neeb victory. You know, you can't lose 2 medevacs right now.
So the economy of the Protoss is looking very good right now. 64 probes, 3 Nexuses. Nexi.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm plural messing up here. And we got the 3rd CC just starting now for TY. So TY's advantage is that his army is very large and powerful, and he's getting Liberators as well. I mean, Neeb already has a lot of Stalkers with Blink, which are, you know, good enough for dealing with Liberators, but they can trade badly depending on where they engage.
I'm kind of a little bit nervous for Neeb. Just because this was the 5 racks play, and like I was talking about before, you need like a lot of robo units, you need that splash damage. He already lost an Immortal, so there's some very, like, this is basically just going to be a scarier and scarier push.
TY just pushing forward with a few units here, just stimming the front pack there. Liberators sieging up, starting to creep in on this 3rd Nexus. The bio getting that overcharged pylon taken down, and they are starting to work on this probe line. The extractor goes down. Neeb sending some adepts in for a shade. I don't know if he'll commit. Oh, he is splitting.
Yeah, he might be. Okay, he does let the shade finish and picks off those Liberators very, very quickly, trying to break through, but it looks like he's going to, it's not going to work out.
Too many Terran units here. Loses those very important, very crucial Immortals here, and if the Nexus goes down, he is in big trouble, and it does. TY can continue to pressure this as well. Still plenty of units left over. GG. And he clinches himself the first map.
Yeah, okay, so good play there by TY. I do think that the 3rd Nexus was a bit quick. The original, like, defense against the very first push that happened was pretty good, but the thing is, he didn't really get up to splash damage or anything, and TY's production was just non-stop 5 racks Marine Rod, or non-stop.
Yeah, a huge amount of production on 2 bases, for sure. Yeah.
So a tough one there for Neeb.
It seemed like at one point, or I guess the point when Neeb was aggressively blinking forward, he misjudged how much production TY had, because he it didn't seem like he expected those reinforcements at all.
Yeah, 2 of the barracks were at the natural. Maybe he didn't see those at all. He could have thought that
quite
was
possibly not
3 racks and with a 3rd command center on the way quicker or something like that. But by the way, I do have a complete update on how advancement's going to work.
Hit me.
If TY wins, he goes through. We already knew that part. If he loses, if Neeb wins this match, the winner of Harstom versus Jakji will advance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it will not even, well, I mean, I guess part of it could come down to map score overall, but that is how it will work out mathematically. Is the winner of those will advance if Neeb can go 2-0 from here.
All right, so that is the absolute ruling, guys, for you, all of you playing from home, watching, keeping up here with Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. Sometimes round robin gets a little confusing.
Oh, yeah.
But we've, you know, luckily we have Artosis and the number crunching team in production to figure things out with the admins here.
Yeah, at least this isn't as hard as, do you remember like last year SSL when they had the 10-man round robins where it was only 2 games each and there were home maps and away maps?
Actually, this SSL has, I had a quick look at the new season of SSL, which is, you know, I'm very happy to see the tournament back, by the way.
Yeah.
And also for Brood War, which is fantastic, as well as StarCraft II.
So much StarCraft.
Oh, just covered in StarCraft. Slathered me in StarCraft from head to toe, Artosis. But we got, you know, that's a bit of an interesting format as well for the new season of SSL.
I didn't get to see actually what the format is.
That's, we'll talk to it maybe after the series. It looks like we actually have a...
Oh, it's starting up.
Yeah, here we go, here we go. It's TY right there. He could not look more excited for this game here.
Well, TY is wanting a victory to go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. One more map for TY and he will get on through. So in the top left here, can he do it? Something tells me probably. This is TY.
Something tells me probably.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say 90% chance.
Yeah.
TY's going to go through here. And in the bottom right, from Ting, from the NA region, this is Neeb.
He's got to take it here. This is a tough map as well. Like, if Terran can set up, oh man, they can put those tanks and Liberators in some really hard to deal with spaces.
And Terrans like myself, when they see it happen, we smile a little bit. Like, you know, we feel the... We sit around, you know, it's like that scene in a really old Simpsons episode where a bunch of people are sitting around like a dark dining room table in the middle of nowhere, and there's a guy in a black suit, raises a glass and says, "Gentlemen, too evil." That's what it feels like when you see a Terran really abuse the terrain of this map.
Well, I tell you, when I see a pylon and an Oracle win the game in the first 5 minutes, that's my too evil moment.
That's when you walk into that dark meeting room with a minigun and just mow down all the Terrans. It's like, yeah.
Oh my.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of scouting coming out of Neeb. Looks like very standard build orders on both sides. Going to have a Reaper coming out.
Yeah, Reaper expand here for TY. Like I said, does fall out of, it has kind of fallen out of fashion a bit on the ladder, I suppose, but very, very effective if you can get away with it.
Yeah, if he can hop up somewhere. You know, there's that place on the side of the main base that if you don't wall that in, which takes like 3 buildings, the Reaper can just kind of get in and see at least what the tech is, even if you're still going to kill it. And I think TY is probably just valuing knowing what his opponent's doing, because he is, if he has that information, he's so powerful.
Absolutely. And he has seen a little bit here. So these pylons, great coverage here. They do cover both of the sides of the mineral patches. TY with his signature engineering bay block. You know, when this engineering bay block happened and TY did it, I had a bunch of my Terran buddies that all started doing it as well. And I asked them, you know, it's a genuine question because I'm not a very high-level player. I'm like, why are you engineering blocking the mineral line? And they're like, well, because TY does it. And I'm like, yeah, but why?
Yeah.
And they couldn't tell me. They just said, they were just like, oh, well, just because TY does it.
You know, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just, you know, they're blindly following a incredible Terran who has an incredible win rate.
I used to see all sorts of things like that as well, especially in StarCraft 1, like Zerglings running in and out near a bunker.
Yeah.
You run Zerglings in and out to get Marines to walk away so you can pick them off. Guess what is not going to happen when a bunker is there? Any Marines walking for it. It's a complicated, hard game, Maynard.
It is, it is.
Well, looking at it so far, this is a pretty quick robo, so could just be for a quick drop. He could also be going for a very quick Colossus tech. That is somewhat popular right now. Not the #1 build for Protoss, but not too bad.
It's one Adept standing up to 3 Marines at a Widow Mine. Not a fight she can win, unfortunately. Down she goes.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Sloppy there.
Yeah, a little bit. Extra gateways coming down here for Neeb. And looks like, again, same build as game 1 here for TY. Reaper expand into Mine Drop.
Yeah. Whereas with Neeb, it looks like it's probably just going to be this very, very fast Colossus. And this is a pretty sturdy way to get into a macro game against Terran.
It's robust.
Yeah, like you can hold on against everything. The thing is you don't have really good mobility, so you have to split your units well and see where the drops are coming.
Now, because of the map that we're looking at here, I'm feeling like siege tanks will be on the menu here for TY going forward, and there is that tech lab on the factory. Hello.
Oh my god.
That is horrifying.
Ah, I'm afraid of sharks. Don't do that to me, Funka.
Yeah. As an Australian, I'm absolutely not, because sharks are like one of the least scary animals in my country.
It's definitely true.
Oh, gonna get the mothership core here.
Ooh, yeah, definitely a sloppy little moment there to lose the mothership core. It isn't like a game-ending thing that just occurred, but that's super annoying. You know, 100 gas, you don't want to be wasting that. Oh god, a Widow Mine actually came up here once again, that same type of play, but only gets 2 probes. It's not as big a deal.
It was 6 last time.
Yeah.
TY must be slipping. Falling apart at the seams.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. But in all seriousness, he's looking pretty solid here. His army supply is looking good. He's going to have a pretty nice tech army as well, with the Liberators and the tanks coming out.
Yeah, this is a really cool thing that's being pointed out, by the way. Combat shields before stim.
Oh, wow.
And I think that this has to do with the fact that he's going for a very quick push with both tank and Liberator. He just wants health on the Marines to buffer for the tank and Liberator.
Yeah, so opting for tankiness versus the damage output.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're making Liberators, you're not making medevacs. So to stim is actually almost, over the long term, going to help your opponent.
Well, stim is very good at handling Warp Prism harassment, which looks like Neeb is planning to get on the table here for TY. Templar, so the Twilight Council is 3/4 of the way down. Nearly called it the Templar Council.
Yeah, well.
It's been a long day.
It councils, that's the important part that we know. Okay, so a little depth drop coming down right now, and this is nice because it's just going to kind of buy time for Neeb. Even if it doesn't do damage, and it does, you know, 3 SVs, that's for free. That's reasonable. But buying any time that he can is nice. Thermalance needs to finish. He wants to have 2 Colossus, and I tell you what, I think he'll break this push without too much hassle.
All right, you heard it here first. Liberator of TY coming down to help out with this attack, and that's a nice little move here from Neeb. He's going to force a cancel in this 3rd CC, or just leave it.
Ooh, a little bit late going down that ramp. TY is able to siege up. You want to hit him before they siege.
He's unsieged.
Okay, there we go. Oh. Well, see, he's making him siege up and slow down a little bit, so that's all very nice. But Liberator coming into the main base.
Mothership Core is only just about to pop out of the main base. Nexus as well. There she is. Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Some probe damage going down there.
Ooh.
Looks like a couple shells got on that Colossus as well. That's very softened up.
Yeah, it seriously is. This Liberator gets away as well, and there's no more overcharges left, so it definitely could wreak some more havoc.
Also, no pylons covering the back of the minerals either. So cannot overcharge to kill it. Has to use the Stalkers. Does get it.
Yeah, it gets that. That's very, very important. Another Colossus is going to be popping out. Look at this entrenched position. This is what's so hard about this map.
Terran. Lovely spot here. He is in range of the mineral line. Neeb coming in with a Warp Prison to try and attack from behind. It gets completely shattered by TY's army here.
Oh my god, I wanted him to kill that medevac so badly. That is what has been spotting for all of this.
Yeah.
And it's got like 1 Stalker shot left on it.
Yeah, 7 hit points left.
Oh my god. See, now he's having to scan because he can't even risk the medevac at this point. Okay, a stim forward as another set of units hit the 3rd.
And he manages to muscle his way up into the natural. GG, TY with a 2-0, and that is going to be all she wrote for Group B here. TY will be the one moving along with Alive.
Yeah.
And who's our 3rd again?
Our 3rd is Stats.
Stats, there you go. 2 Terrans and a Protoss.
That's right. And, I mean, good work to them all, of course. Very well deserved. Probably a heartbreaking moment here. It's Hurstum and Jakji, I'm sure, are aware of the situation, but they might even be in their game right now, which means that they're playing their hardest. They're like, oh, come on, Neeb. You know, both of them rooting so hard for him, but unfortunately, Neeb not able to take down TY. A disappointing tournament for the American.
Yeah, and kind of a rough one for foreigners in general so far. The first 2 groups haven't had any huge breakout performances, but you know, there's been some glimmers of really brilliant StarCraft from the foreigners versus the Koreans, but it's going to be up to Group C and Group D to see if we can get through. And I have a feeling that we're going to see a couple go through tomorrow.
I agree with you there. I think so. We have some really strong ones coming up. Of course, we had some great ones today. You know, Snoop played today. Hero Marine actually had a very good showing, 4th place in his group.
Hero Marine was the real nice surprise, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Neeb and Hurstum both performing pretty well overall here, but not quite able to make their mark. Guys, we're going to jump to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will give you some updates on the final games and get out of here, I guess.